Hiya! Welcome back to my channel again for another video. Today, as you can probably tell from the title, I am going to be trying to recreate my prom look, which I had last year was my graduation. And I thought just because at this time of year it's when everyone's graduation balls and proms are popping up, and I just thought for a bit of fun I would try and recreate the look that I actually had at my actual prom. And I'm going to be doing my makeup, my hair, of course then the dress, shoes, and I'm really hoping this works out well. My main concern is trying to do my hair exactly the same because back then I had pretty long hair and also I curled it. I haven't curled my hair since I've cut it short, and also as there is barely any hair, I don't know how I am going to get it to sit round the side, especially when it's curled, because it just about does that now when it's straight. So that's going to be an interesting one, but hopefully the makeup I should manage to get pretty much spot on. And then of course my dress and accessories, I'll manage to use the same ones too. So hopefully this will all turn out well, and let's get straight into the video and see how I get on. So I'm going to get straight into my makeup, and I'm going to start with foundation, of course. So the foundation I am going to be using is the Kiko Liquid Skin Second Skin Foundation in the shade Cool Rose, and I am just going to just grab a mirror first of all, and I'm just going to use the applicator that it comes with to blot this all around my face. And I'm then going to take a damp beauty blender to just blend this all in. I'm really trying to figure out what exact makeup I use as well, because some of the products I'm not 100% sure of, but I'm going to try and use products that I think I probably would have used or as close to them as possible. I'm pretty sure that this foundation would have been the one that I went with, so we're going to work with this one. Just now I was trying to figure out what lip colour. That was the hardest part, but I think I found the one I used, and hopefully it will create a similar look all the same. I feel like the eyes might be the challenging part as well, to work out exactly what shades I used, but I have some kind of idea. Now for concealer, I am going to use the Rimmel Hide the Blemish concealer in the shade Soft Honey. I haven't used this concealer in a little while. It used to be the one that I would always use all the time, so I'm pretty sure this would have been the one that I went for, but I've recently been using my Revolution one all the time just because I love that one. So this will be interesting using this one again, as I haven't used it in ages, and I used to use it literally all the time. For so long I was using this one. Got a little spot there, so let's get that covered up. It's definitely a lot thicker in consistency than the Revolution one, but that's because it's like a stick concealer as opposed to the Revolution one, which is liquid, which I actually quite prefer because it blends in a lot easier, that means. I'm just going to blend this in now using this little triangle sponge. Now for contour, I am using my NYX Highlight and Contour Pro palette. I still use this one all the time, and I'm pretty sure I would have been using that back then. So I'm going to start with taking this brown shade here for the contour, and I am going to put this... Why did I wear a white thing when doing makeup? That was a bad idea. I'm kind of scared that I'm going to get something down it now, but oh well. I'm just going to put this under my cheekbones either side. Oh yeah, by the way, I'm using the Real Techniques contour brush as well. And then I'm now just going to put a little bit of that along my forehead too. And then down either side of my nose, as well as then now I'll just take it round under my chin and under my jawline. Okay, that's that for that one. And then I'm now going to use this yellow shade here from the same palette, and this one I am going to put down the centre of my nose and under my eyes. Then I'll also put a bit of this in the centre of my forehead, as well as then a little bit on my chin. And then I'm also just going to do the same using this sort of paley pinky kind of shade here from the palette. I'm going to apply that to the same kind of areas, but like right in the center of them, so not covering quite as large of an area, if that makes sense. For bronzer, I'm going to use the Revolution Vivid Baked Bronzer, which again is one I used to use all the time. Mine's in the shade Golden Days. I haven't used this in quite a little while. It was my always go-to one, so it'll be interesting to use this again and just see what it's like, because there must have been a reason that I was using it all the time. And I'm just going to apply this using the Real Techniques buffing brush. I always find it funny when you go back to like old makeup products you used to use all the time and you remember how much you love them. and realise why I used to use them all the time. I'm just going to put this under my cheeks either side, and then a little bit around the side of my face in a 3 shape as well. For blush, again, I'm using a product that I used to use all the time but haven't used in ages, and that's the Boots No. 7 blush in the shade Coral Flush. Again, this was my go-to blush. I mean, there's a massive hole in it. You can see how much I used to use it, but I think there should still be enough of this left just to give a slight pink tint to my cheeks. I'm now going to take my H&M highlight palette, which again was one I used to use all the time. I do still use this one actually, but not as much as I used to. I alternate between other ones now as well. And I'm going to take the sort of pinky kind of shade from this palette to use as the highlight. I'm using a Body Shop fan brush to apply this, and I'm going to put it onto my cheeks. Oh my god, I forgot how amazing this highlight is. Can you see that? I love this one. Oh my god, that's amazing. Literally like contrast between this side, nothing, and then that side. This palette, by the way, if you have one or one that's similar from H&M, I always use the pink one more when I'm going out or something. As you can see, it's a very dramatic highlight. And then the peachy kind of shimmery shade here, I use more for like daytime to give a more subtle shimmer. But that is amazing. I'm literally doing this like I've never seen it before, but I just haven't used it for quite a while. That is amazing. I think it's also this ring light really helps to bring it out, but I've barely applied any product and it's literally like pop in. Okay, I'm gonna put a little bit of this around here as well, around the side of my eye and on the other side too. And then I'm just going to dust a little tiny bit on the tip of my nose, as well as on my cupid's bow, a little bit on my chin, and then a teeny bit to the centre of my forehead as well. That is just amazing. I love this highlighter. I'm definitely going to go back to using it a lot more often. I love just rediscovering old products again. For my brows, I'm going to use my NYX Micro Brow Pencil in the shade Blonde. This is one that I still use on a day-to-day basis. I'm just going to brush through my brows with the little brush tool, and then obviously shape them using the actual brow pencil. So that's my eyebrows done, and I'm now just going to use the HD eyeshadow base by NYX before I get onto eyeshadow, just to prime my eyes, and then hopefully I will be able to recreate my exact eyeshadow look, more or less. I've been really trying to look at photos like really close, trying to get the exact sort of shades that I used. I know which palette I used for sure, but it's just the shades from that palette I am not 100% sure about which ones I went for. So I'm pretty sure the palette that I used for my eyes is the Naked 2 palette by Urban Decay. Again, I haven't used this in for a while. It's just sort of got pushed to the back of my drawer, and I kind of forgot about it, but there are so many stunning shades in here if I can actually get in. Oh, there we go. These shades are honestly so pretty, and I just kind of forget about this palette, but look at those. So I'm excited to get using this again as well for sure. And I'm just trying to work out what shades I went for, because there's so many in here and there's some very similar. I've just got a picture up on my phone, that's why I'm looking down, and I'm zooming in trying to see what kind of shades I've got on my eyes, but there's literally just so many that are very, very similar that it's hard to tell. But let's try and get this as best as I can. So I think before anything, I am going to start by not priming my eyes, but just start filling in my eyes with the shade Foxy, which is just this really pale one here, just to give like a base colour to work off of. I think that's what I'm going to do first and see how that goes. To apply this, I am just going to use the Real Techniques medium shadow brush, and then I'm literally just going to pat this all over my lid, also just to help set the primer in place as well. I'm then going to take some of Booty Cool, which is this sort of shimmery paley pinky kind of shade here, and apply that to the inner corner of my eye. Oh, I'm now using the shading brush by Real Techniques. I'm just gonna get this in here because I think I've gone for sort of a pale inner corner, so that is what I'm gonna do now. I can now see there's some kind of goldeny shade going on, but I just don't know whether to go for Half Baked, but that is very bright gold, or to go for Suspect, which is sort of more like a bronzy gold kind of colour. But I feel like there is some brighter gold in there, so I'm going to apply a little bit of Half Baked. I might end up removing this if it really doesn't work out well, but just to sort of the middle area of my eyelid. I'm not going to apply too much, just a little bit to add in sort of that gold kind of tone that I can see coming through in the photo. I'm now just going to blend that out using my NYX blending brush and just blend those two shades together. I am so happy though that I didn't decide to do eyeliner, because I hate doing eyeliner. I can never get it even and it takes me forever, and I was like, please don't tell me I use eyeliner. I looked back at the photo and I was like, yes, good decision. I think I'm now going to take, I'm debating between Snakebite or Suspect. I think I will go with Suspect first of all, which is this one here, and again using the same Real Techniques brush, the shading brush, I'm going to apply that to the outer half of my eyelid, just to start to bring in those darker shades now. And again, I'm just going to blend that out using the NYX blending brush. I'm now going to take the Real Techniques crease brush and take Snakebite, which is this one here next to Suspect, and apply that to my outer crease and into the corner of my eye here. I mean, I'm quite liking the eye look I'm creating. Whether it's the same, I have no idea. I think I'm finally now going to take, I'm debating between YDK or Busted. I think I might go with Busted though, and with this one, oh, there's a buzzy fly. I think it's, has it left my room? I can still kind of hear it, but I think it's left my room. I am gonna just take this Busted shade now and apply it right into the outer corner of my eye, again using this same crease brush. I feel like I've managed to get quite a similar look. I don't think it's exactly the same, but it's like more or less there. I think finally I'm just going to take Booty Call again and put a little bit of that under my eyebrow on either side, and then for my eyes, in terms of eyeshadow, I think I'll leave it there. I think that's like more or less it. It's a similar kind of vibe, similar shades being used. Not exactly the same, but pretty much there, I would say. Now, of course, for mascara to finish off my eyes, I'm using the Colossal Big Shot Mascara by Maybelline, which is like my go-to fave. Still my everyday mascara now, and I am just gonna apply 2 layers to my top eyelashes and then 1 layer to my bottom eyelashes. So that's my eyes all done, and now finally for lips. I wasn't 100% sure what shade it was that I used for lips, but I'm thinking it was this lipstick from H&M called Don't Make Me Blush, and it looks like a very similar shade to the one that I've got on and a similar kind of consistency, so I'm thinking it probably was this one. Hopefully I've picked out the right one. I mean, there's so many similar shades, but it does look like this one. If not, it's a pretty good match anyway. And I'm just going to finally set my makeup using the Urban Decay All Nighter Makeup Setting Spray, just to make sure it stays in place. Now that's my makeup all done, I'm going to move on to my hair, and I'm trying to decide whether I curled it first or whether I plaited it. I have a feeling I possibly curled it and then plaited it, so I'm gonna go with that order, I think. I'm not 100% sure what I actually did, but I feel like that's probably what I did do. Just put the curler on to heat up and then we can get into curling my hair. This is actually going to be so weird, curling my hair for the first time while it's short, as I've never done it before. I really don't know what it's going to be like. I feel like I'm going to barely have any hair, like in terms of length. So I'm gonna literally curl like the very, why have I put the glove on the wrong hand? That's not gonna help me being on that hand. The other one's the one that's near the curler and likely to get burnt. That could have ended badly. I am literally gonna curl like the very end of my hair, because that's what I did then. But I mean, there was a lot more of an end to my hair to curl, but you know what, we'll go with this for now as well. I barely have to wrap it around the curling one. I'm struggling to actually like hold it in place while I'm trying to curl it. there's my hair all curled. It doesn't actually look as short as I thought it was going to. I mean, it's grown quite a lot since I first got it cut, so it's not quite so short. I'm just going to sort of run my fingers loosely through it before now quickly spraying it with a little bit of hairspray just to help all of the curls stay in the right places and not drop too much. Although I always prefer my hair curled when it has dropped just ever so slightly, that this will just keep them in for longer and make sure everything stays in place. I just hate the feeling of hair though after hairspray. It's not the best, I've got to say, but you know what? It's gonna keep the curls in, so we're gonna make use of it. So then now I am gonna get on to plaiting my hair, which is sort of French braid kind of style that I went for. Starting from a side parting, and it's quite well over this way. So I'm just gonna sort out my parting a little bit better so that I've actually got the right kind of amount of hair to use. And then I sort of plaited it up to just behind my ear. So let's try and get that going. I've got a mirror like perched up just behind the camera, that's why I'm kind of half looking over that way. But I'm gonna start by taking this hair from here, right at the top near the parting, and then divide that into 3 like you would for any kind of plait. And then I'm going to start by crossing over the front piece first and then the back piece. And then now before I cross over with the front piece, I am going to pick up another bit of hair from the front of my head and add it to that piece, and then repeat that also from the back. So pick up another piece from this side now, add it to the back piece and cross over. And then I'm just going to continue this all the way down until I reach my ear. I just had to go finish that off using the bathroom mirror as I couldn't quite properly see what I was doing using this little mirror back here. But now that I have reached my ear, I'm just going to plait it over a couple of times without actually picking up any more hair so that it just goes slightly past my ear. And then now that it is here, I am just sort of going to tuck it under the remainder of my hair and push it right to the back and around. And then I'm now going to take a couple of hair grips or bobby pins, whatever you may call them, and use these to just sort of pin it in place back here. I'll probably need quite a few just to make sure that it is very secure and stays in place. So now that's in place, hopefully that will hold there. I've used quite a few hair grips. I'm just going to pull a little bit of hair from the front here to hang down, as I don't like it when my hair's like completely fully straight back off my face. And I'd also done this at that point as well when I actually went to my proms. So let's just pull this down. And now with the rest of my hair, I'm just going to sweep it round to this side. And then, as if I haven't used enough bobby pins already, I'm just going to take a couple more to pin that back there in place as well. Just literally need like a whole pack of bobby pins for this. Now that I've kind of got that holding there, I'm going to take a little bit more hairspray just to spray it at the back here to help everything just stay in place, along with the curls as well, to keep them where they currently are. And of course the plait at the front I'm going to spray as well. Now that's my hair and makeup done, it's of course time for the dress. Although what I didn't think about is the fact that I've now done my makeup and my hair, and I've got to try and get my dress on top of that. So this could be interesting to see how this works out. It's so weird getting my dress out again, as I literally haven't looked at this or seen it or worn it or anything since I actually wore it last year. But this is the dress that I had. It's in a very pale sort of pink colour, and it's got kind of spaghetti-like straps with little almost rose goldy kind of beads on there. You know me, I love rose gold. Of course there has to be some element of rose gold in my outfit, which I just find is a really nice touch. And then the front bit kind of has a bit of material that hangs over, and then you've got this really nice embroidery bit of crystals here in the middle as well. So it's just a really simple design, and then you've got the long sort of flowing skirt going on. And then what I really like as well, although this is hard to see when it's on the hanger, is that the back crosses over like that, which I just think is a lovely added touch. And this dress is actually by a brand called Number One. Oh, I can't see the name properly on there. Hang on, let me check the this tag. I mean, the font for the name is a bit weird. It's on the hanger as well. It says number 1. It could be Jenny Packham, something along those lines. I'm pretty sure I ordered this originally on Debenhams actually. So if they still have this exact same dress, then I will be sure to link it down below or try and find something very similar. And then for shoes, I had these silver shoes to go along with it, these silver heels, which are sort of like a sandal effect kind of heel. And I actually bought these in a shoe shop called Path, which is found here in Spain. I don't know if it's found outside of Spain or not, so if you're from the UK, I'm sure somewhere like New Look or something might sell some shoes that are very kind of similar style. But yeah, I did buy these here. Again, I'll link them down below if they're still available, or if not, again, try and find something similar. But yeah, let's get all of this on, hopefully without smudging any of my makeup. So that's my finished recreation of my prom look. I think I did fairly well there. I think I managed to replicate it pretty well. I don't know, let me know what you think. Give it a rating out of 1 to 10 on how well I did. Let's see what your guys' opinions are too. Also be sure to smash the big thumbs up on this video if you did enjoy it. I really hope you've had a lovely prom if you've already had yours, or that it goes really well and you have the best time and really enjoy it if you've got yours coming up. Let me know what you're planning on wearing or doing with your hair and your kind of makeup that you're thinking of going for down below in the comments. Also be sure to click the little red subscribe button down below if you're new to my channel, as I'd love it if you could do that. And also don't forget there's the notifications bell down there too that you can click on so that you're notified whenever I upload. And I'll be sure to see you on Wednesday with a brand new video. Bye!